In this video, we'll go through exam questions that cover the criteria express one number as a fraction of another. You can locate the questions on the mathsmaths.com website under Level 2. The questions come from different exam boards. We'll start with the non-calculated questions and then we'll move to the calculated questions. Here is the first question. Emma gets this quote for office furniture. Office Genius Limited to supply and install furniture. 27 desks at £260. That costs £7,020. 27 chairs at £110. That costs £2,970. 10 filing cabinets at £200, which costs £2,000. 1 meeting table, £1,635. 12 meeting chairs at £250, which in total costs £3,000. Delivery and installation, £1,875. Total, £18,500. What fraction of the quote is for delivery and installation? Show your answer in its simplest form. So, delivery and installation, that is £1,875. Out of the total, which is £18,500. So 1,800 about, and 18,000, that tells us roughly it's 1/10. But it's not saying to estimate the answer. We need to write the exact answer. So we've got to go through the full process. We've got 1,875, so ending in 5, and 18,500. So that tells us that we can divide both numbers by 5. So that's what I'm going to do. So 1,875 divided by 5. How many 5s fit into 18? That is 3 of them, because 3 times 5 makes 15. So we have 3 remaining. How many 5s into 37? That is 7. 7 times 5 is 35, so we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 25? That is 5 of them exactly. So 375 here. Now if we divide 18,500 by 5, what do we get? How many 5s into 18? That is again 3, so we have 3 remaining. How many 5s into 35? That is 7 exactly. How many 5s into 0? That's 0. How many 5s into 0? That is 0. So 3,700 here. We can still continue dividing. So 375, I can divide that by 5. How many 5s would fit into 37? That would be 7 of them. And we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 25? That is 5. So now 3,700 divided by 5. How many 5s into 37? That was 7. 2 remaining. How many 5s into 20? That is 4, because 4 times 5 is 20. How many 5s into 0? That is 0. So 740 here. Still, we can divide. We can divide 75 by 5. So how many 5s would fit into 7? That is 1, and we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 25? That would be 5, so we have 15 here. 740 divided by 5, so we still need to divide both numbers, the top and the bottom number, by the same number. So in this case, we divide them both by 5. How many 5s into 7? That is 1, we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 24? That is 4. We can't fit 5. So we have 4 remaining, because 4 times 5 is 20. So 24, take away 20 gives us 4. How many 5s into 40? That is 8. So 148. Now 15 can be divided by 5 or by 3. But 148, we can't divide it by 5 to get a whole number. We can't divide it by 3 to get a whole number. So for this reason, this is the simplest form. So 15 148. This is not a typical question, what we've just seen. It's much more complex than the normal questions related to fractions. For this particular level at least. Tara has this scatter diagram. The diagram shows the ages of the top influencers in the UK and the numbers of their followers. So we've got influencers' age and the number of their followers. What fraction of the influencers under the age of 30 have more than 10 million followers? So under the age of 30, so this is the cutoff point. So we're looking for those on the left, under 30, who have more than 10 million followers. So that's 10 million followers. So within this box here, at the top. So it's 1, 2, 3 influencers. Not including this because this person there is aged 30 and I'm looking for under 30. So that is 3 of them out of how many in total? It's not given to us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 3 out of 30. 3 and 30, we can divide both numbers by 3. So we get 1/10. What is 75 as a fraction of 125? Give your answer in its simplest form. So 75 out of 125. We can divide both numbers by 5 because they both ending in 5s. So 75 divided by 5. How many 5s fit into 7? That's 1, and we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 25? That is 5. So that gives us 15. Now dividing 125 by 5. How many 5s into 12? That is 2, and we have 2 remaining. How many 5s into 25? That is 5. We can still divide by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives us 3. 25 divided by 5 gives us 5. Now, we can't divide both of the numbers by 3 to give us whole numbers as an answer, or divide both numbers by 5. So this is the simplest form. 3/5. What is 108 as a fraction of 648? Give your answer in simplest form. So 108 out of 648. We can divide both numbers by 2. So if we halve 108, half of 100 is 50, half of 8 is 4, so that gives us 54. We have 648. Half of 600 is 300. Half of 40 is 20. Half of 8 is 4. So that is 324. Now we can halve these again. So half of 50, that is 25. Half of 4, that is 2. So that is 27. Half of 54 is 27. Half of 300 is 150. Half of 20 is 10. Half of 4 is 2. So 162. We can still divide these numbers. 27 can be divided by 3, and that gives us 9. 162, if you divide that by 3, how many 3's fit into 16? That would be 5, and we have 1 remaining. How many 3's into 12? That is 4. 9 can be divided by 3 again to give us 3. 54, if you divide that by 3, how many 3's fit into 5? That is 1. 2 remaining. How many 3's into 24? That is 8. So 3 18s. Can we go any further? Can we divide 18 by 3? Yes, and it gives us 6. So 1/6 is the final answer. In a multi-pack of biscuits, there are 12 custard creams, 12 bourbons, 14 shortbread, and 15 digestives. What fraction of the biscuits are custard creams? Write the answer in the box below. So custard creams, that is 12 out of the total, which is 12 and 12 and 14 and 15. So 2 and 2 is 4, and the 4 is 8. 8 and 5, that is 13. So 3 down, 1 carried over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 12/53. You are working for Highfield Vets. During your first week, Highfield Vets treat 72 cats, 63 dogs, 54 birds, and 51 small mammals. What fraction of the total animals treated are cats? Give your answer in simplest form. Show you're working out and write the answer in the box below. So it's cats that we're interested in, and that is 72 cats out of the total, which is 72, 63, 54 and 51. So adding these together, we get 5 and 5, that is 10, so 0 down, 1 carried over. 7 and 6, that is 13, and the 1, that is 14, 14, and the 10, that is 24. So 240. 72 out of 240. We can simplify this further. We can divide both numbers by 2. So half of 72. Half of 70 is 35. Half of 2 is 1, so that is 36. Half of 200 is 100. Half of 40 is 20, so 120. We can divide by 2 again. So half of 36, that is 18. Half of 120, that is 60. Half of 18, that is 9. Half of 60 is 30. We can divide by 3 now, which would give us 3/10. And we can't go any further because we can't divide both numbers by 3 and get whole numbers. So 3/10 would be the answer here. From now on, we can use a calculator. Last year, Zach had 2 jobs. Zach worked in an office for 12 months and earned £2,600 per month. At a gym for 39 weekends and earned £80 per weekend. What fraction of his total income last year came from his work at the gym? Write the fraction in its simplest form. So let's work out the income coming from the office. 12 months £2,600 per month. So office £12 times 2,600 which gives us 31,200, and gym, that is 39 weekends, £80 per weekend, so 39 times 80, which is 3,120. So gym 3,120 out of the total, which will be 3,120 and 31,200, which is 34,320. You have probably noticed something here in terms of the digits. Office, the total for office was 31,200. So 3120. Total for gym 3120. So 1 0 less for the gym, which tells us that it's 10 times smaller the amount earned for gym or from the gym than from the office job. So this simplified should be 1/11th, because there are 11 parts in total. 10 for this and 1 for this, because this is 10 times larger. So in total there will be 11 parts. So that's why this would be 1/11th. We can double check. We can do 34,320 divided by 3,120, and it gives us 11. So we've divided both the top and the bottom number by 3,120, and that gives us 1/11. You can always, if you're not sure, if you didn't spot this link between the two, you can always halve the numbers, divide by 3, whatever it might be that both numbers can be divided by, to get to the point where you get 1/11. Yesterday Benji made 48 sales in the shop, 76 sales online. What fraction of the total number of sales made yesterday were in the shop? Write your fraction in its simplest form. So shop sales, that is 48 out of the total, which is 48 and 76, so it's 124. We've got to give our answer in its simplest form, so I can see that I can divide both numbers by 2. 48 divided by 2 is going to give me 24. What is half of 124? That is 62. You can always use a calculator to work it out. Again, I can divide both numbers by 2, so half of 24 is going to be 12. Half of 62 is going to be 31. We can divide 12 by 2 or 3, but we can't divide 31. So this is the simplest form. Tom reads that scientists are planning to move an iceberg across the sea to provide water to a very dry country. The iceberg weighs 40 million tons. Write 40 million using numbers. So 40 million. So 6 zeros after the 40. The iceberg will melt as it travels. By the time it arrives, the iceberg will weigh only 25 million tons. By what fraction will the original iceberg have reduced in weight by the time it arrives? Give your answer in its simplest form. So it's going from 40 million to 25 million. So 40 million, take away 25 million, that will give us 15 million. So a reduction by 15 million out of 40 million. So this is the same as saying 15 out of 40. We're dividing both numbers by a million. Now 15 and 40, they both can be divided by 5. And that gives us 3/8. And we can't go any further. There are 51 million adults in the UK. 20.5 million do not do any regular exercise. What fraction of adults in the UK do not do any regular exercise? So that is 20.5 out of 51. So million. Simplifying, we get 20.5 out of 51. Now we know that in fractions we can't have decimals, we need to have whole numbers for both the denominator and the numerator. So to simplify this further, we can't, so we're going to double. If I double 20.5, then I get 41. And if I double 51, I get 102. So that would be the fraction. The results for a local election were: Candidate 1, 602 votes, Candidate 2, 553 votes, Candidate 3, 350 votes. What fraction of the votes did the winner get? Give your answer in its simplest form. So the winner is clearly Candidate 1 with 602 votes, the highest number of votes. So 602 out of the total, so 602 plus 553 plus 350 gives us 1,505. Okay, so can we divide both numbers by 2? No, we can't. Can we divide both numbers by 3? No, we can't. By 5, we can't. By 7, let's try by 7. 602 divided by 7 gives us 86. 1,505 divided by 7 gives us 215. What can we divide these two numbers by? Rather than going through the process of checking what we can divide numbers by, I can just do 86 divided by 215, which is 0.4. So 0.4, that is 4/10, which is also 2/5. What is 35 as a fraction of 490? As 35 ends in 5 and 490 ends in 0, they can both be divided by 5. So 35 divided by 5, we know the answer to that, and it's 7. 490 divided by 5 gives us 98. Can we divide these numbers again? Dividing 7 by 7 we get 1. 98 divided by 7 gives us 14. So we can't go any further, and that's the answer. What is 36 out of 96 as a fraction? Simplify your answer. 36 out of 96. 36 divided by 6 gives us 6. 96 divided by 6 gives us 16. We can halve both of the numbers, so we get 3 eighths, and we can't go any further. What is 18 out of 63 as a fraction? Simplify your answer. 18 can be divided by 2, but 63 cannot, to give us a whole number as an answer. So we're going to divide by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 63 divided by 3 is 21. We can divide by 3 again, and that gives us 2, and this would be 7. And we can't go any further, because if we divide 7 by 2, it gives us 3.5, which is a decimal, not a whole number. So 2/7 is the answer. Give 144 as a fraction of 240 in its simplest form. We can divide both numbers by 2 because they end in 4 and 0. That is 72, and 240 divided by 2 is 120. We can still divide by 2. So 72 divided by 2 gives us 36. 120 divided by 2 gives us 60. Dividing by 2 again, we get 18 over 30. By 2 again, we get 9 over 15. By 3, we get 3 over 5. And we can't go any further. So 3/5 is the answer. Lucas is going shopping at a supermarket. Lucas has a budget of £50 per week for food. He has already spent £12.50 on takeaway meals. What fraction of his budget does he have left? So let's work out how much money he has left first. So 50 take away £12.50 gives us £37.50. So he has left £37.50 out of £50. Now we have a decimal here, so £37.50. If we double that, we're going to get a whole number. So times 2 gives us 75. And we double the 50, that gives us 100. 75 hundredths. That is like 75%. Which is also 3/4. So if you divide 75 by 25 and 100 by 25, it gives us 3/4. So 3/4 is the final answer. And this is the end of the questions.